Hello, welcome to our fifth GarageBand lesson. Today we're going to begin a series of a few lessons looking at some different styles and genres of music. We've already created pop ballad and rock, but we're going to focus on some of the other ones. Today it is 12-bar blues. We're going to explain what blues music sounds like and some of the instruments used. We're going to create using the pentatonic scale. We're going to create a blues song following a 12-bar chord pattern. So let's have a listen to the kind of thing we're going to create. Okay, so that gives you a little bit of an idea of what we're going to try and create. So blues is a form of music that started in the United States around the 20th century. It's very influenced from the former African slaves that had come over, and the kind of songs had almost quite a sad theme, and that's why it was originally called blues. Do, if you have time, look into it a little bit more with your teacher and have a listen to some other examples. But today we're going to jump right in to creating a new song. So I'm going to go back to the home page and I'm going to press plus for a new song, and I'm going to find the keyboard and click on the keyboard. Now, I want to choose a smooth clav for this in the keyboard sounds. Smooth clav. Clav is short for clavichord, which is a type of piano instrument that has strings, but it sounds a bit like this. So what we're going to do to start off with is we need to extend the length of the bars in this tune. So the little ruler up the top, we want this to be a 12-bar set. So if I go into where it says section A, and I'm just going to manually go up to 12. So that means we have 12 bars now to create our music. Then what I want to do is I need to go into settings, and I want to take the tempo down a little bit to 100. Okay, and that's us ready to go with this. For the clavichord, we're going to do an autoplay chord pattern, and I am going to set the autoplay to 4 this time. And the chord pattern we are going to do involves C, it involves F, and it involves G. But what I want is I want to choose this middle part rather than including the bass, because we're going to have a bass line using a different instrument. So if we focus on this bit, and then this bit, and then this bit. Now, the slightly more complicated part of this is should now have a little chord pattern for you on display. And you'll notice that we need to really watch which bars we're playing the chords in. So I have here the 12 bars, and you'll see the first 4 bars are played in C, then the next 2 are Fs, next 2 are C, then G, then F, then 2 Cs again. So we need to really watch the bars at the top to get this right. It may take you a few goes to get it in the right order. That's absolutely okay. That's learning. So I am going to just go straight for it, and I'm going to be starting with C at the end of the countdown. So that's 2, 3, 4, so the 5th one is an F, 6th one's F as well, but then it goes back to C, and then G, F, and C. And there is our pattern. So it's not too difficult, but it might take you a couple of goes to get it right. Now remember, as with any of these instruments, you can play about with the sound that you want. I'm going to move on to our next part, which will be a bass. So I need to have a bass line. So I'm going to add a new instrument, and I'm going to go and find my bass, smart bass. And this time my smart bass, I'm going to choose a P bass, and I am going to do autoplay again, autoplay 4 again, and then I'm just going to follow that same pattern. So make sure I'm back at the start and then follow the pattern. So okay, so that is the bass. Again, if you get it wrong, just do the back arrow and try again. Now, I am going to go back to the instruments view, and the next instrument I'm going to have is I'm going to have my drum kit. So, if I go into here, and I am going to find the drums. Here we are, and I want smart drums this time. And I'm going to show you what we're going to do here. So I'm going to change this to a vintage kit, and I'm going to drag a few things into position. So I'm going to drag what I need into here. So I would like actually a tambourine up here in the loud section, a kick drum as well, a snare, maybe a couple of boxes before, and a hi-hat. I suggest you go with what I've got here to begin with. You could always change it later. So I'm going to record this, so make sure I'm back at the start, press record. Okay, and I press stop, and I'm ready to do my final part to this. So I'm going to add another instrument, and this time I'm going to add a guitar. So let's see if I can find the guitar. There it is. So I'm going to go to smart guitar, and I don't want an acoustic this time. I am going to go for the retro wah. Classic clean would probably do, or roots rock, but I'm going to retro wah, and I'm going to go this time to notes. Now, this has the guitar as you would normally see it, so all open. But unless you know exactly which notes to play, this makes it quite difficult. But I'm going to choose this scale button in the corner. Now, this is where we are going to choose a scale called minor pentatonic. Okay, so if I click on minor pentatonic, the pentatonic scale is essentially part of the scale. So the scale, if you look at this diagram that we've got here, the scale goes up one note at a time. But the pentatonic scale goes up a couple of notes. So it splits the scale where, say you've got a scale has 9 notes in it, it has the 5 notes that it's selected. So it sounds like this. Okay, now that means we can now have a bit of a play about with these. So each of these slightly lighter coloured bits are the start of our scale. So I would always use the start of your scale when you're starting the tune and finishing the tune, but other than that, it's up to you. And we can bend those. So it sounds really cool if you bend those. So I'm going to try playing something along with this. So I'm going to start in the middle here and play along. I'm going to use my finger. So. So there you go, that's a little bit of improvisation there. I didn't actually do very much bending of notes, but you could try adding in a bit more bending of notes. And that means my song is now pretty much complete. Remember, I can go into here and adjust the volume, so let's have a wee listen. So I think it sounds pretty good. Okay, so I look forward to hearing how you get on with yours and creating some 12-bar blues. Remember, once you've created this little bit in the example, you can create lots of different versions of this using different instruments.